What is going on, guys? My name is BrmP and welcome back to another video. And as you can see, like, holy shit, guys, what has it been? I think at least maybe 4 or 5 months. You can see a space engineer again. And you know what this means? I can play it again. Okay, I have to say, in front of, just as a heads up, I don't have my new laptop slash PC yet. The game just has optimized that much since last time I uploaded it that I am actually able to play it again. And it comes with a few fair bugs and a few fair bits and bobs, which just it works, but it kinda doesn't. Because still, when I start the game, this message pops up saying, "Hey, your graphics card is no longer supported." But as you can see, I somehow can play this game. So yeah, expect, like, maybe in the future some more of this, as long as it works and as long as I can play and as long as this thing doesn't blow up and come smoke out of it, because I'm gaming like still on a laptop which is nowhere near made for this. Yeah, just expect like maybe something a lot more of this then. And yeah, now actually let's get on with the video itself, because guys, before I wasn't able to play anymore. I was making something. It was almost to the point that I was like, okay, I'm gonna release this to the world and show it to everybody. And of course then shit happened, and now I finally got back and finished it. And what you think? Well, I know what you think. Like, what the hell have you made? Well, it's this thing. This is what I called back then the G.P.K Horrizon. And if you don't know, the G.P.K was one of these fleets I did. Was actually the second fleet I did, and it's just one of those ships from or for the fleet. And I just finished it, just put the last finishing touches on it, got the paint on job on it, and I was like, guys, I need to make a video again. Just need to make a video of space engineers again. And so that's where this comes in. And yeah, this thing's big, so that doesn't help with frames. I'm like in open space, so frames are better, but yeah, frames. So keep that in mind, guys. It's a big ship. My game or my laptop still doesn't like to play space engineers at all. But yeah, that's why you see those weird glitches in the shadows, or at least where shadows are supposed to be. And yeah, you'll see the doors, those yellow pop-up things now. Those look weird as well. So bear with me, stay with me. I am getting a new PC and laptop and all that kind of stuff. So it's coming, but still there's no money for it yet, for at least at my end. And yeah, so that's why. So if you actually have seen the last video I did on space engineers, which was like still 4 or 5 months ago, then you recognize this little bugger. And yeah, that's actually where the idea came from, to make this ship, because this large ship is actually made, or at least I should call it the Horrizon. Actually, the Horrizon is made to carry the planetary dropship. Well, no, not planetary dropship. This is a planetary dropship, but it's made to carry the small movable base, and yeah, just drop it onto a planet and take off again. I have to say, I have not self-tested it, though that's the drop mechanism of it works, but I don't see any reason why it shouldn't work. But for some strange fucked up reason, whenever I try to disconnect this front merge block, because yeah, I did merge blocks, I know I shouldn't, but yeah, merge block, and whenever I try to disconnect that thing, my game crashes. I don't know if you guys have the same issues with this thing. If you do, please let me know. Then I know it's not just my thing which is not capable of doing this, but it's actually an issue. And yeah, so I haven't been able to test the actual dropping of it, but I know for sure what could go wrong. Just turn off those things and it will drop down if you don't drop it from that high of an altitude. But yeah, the ship itself, it's big. There are a few bits and bobs on the outside I actually like very much. Like the front of it. Oh, that's actually the top of the front of it. But the front of it, it has like just this look to it, like epicness. I don't know how I did manage to do this, but those open slots in it just really make for something, and I don't know. I really like this front. I'm actually already working on another ship, which I took the front of this ship and the back of the Avalon, which is one of my other ships of this fleet actually, and yeah, I'm kind of merging those two together, and I don't know where that's going yet, but that's gonna be a future video, I guess. And yeah, as you can see, it has 5 rocket launchers in the front, a few thrusters, which is not enough to actually make it stop. So that's why I've been working on those thrusters there, which probably will also not be enough to make this thing stop quickly. So keep in mind, this thing is not stopping quickly. Yeah. But it moves. It moves very good. Just for the big of ship that it is. On top of the front, there is actually 10, or there are 10 air vents which are set to depressurize at all times. So whenever you come into an atmosphere, it automatically starts to replenish your oxygen levels and whatnot, which yeah, it's nice if you run out of oxygen, or run low on oxygen. But as you can see, there are a fair bit of hydrogen thrusters around. This was actually, I started making this thing just when those things, I think, came into the game, or well, the planets had arrived, and I'm actually not pretty sure when this happened, but I made it after I made the buggy there, or buggy, it's actually a pretty darn big thing. But yeah, so I didn't know that hydrogen actually takes a lot, actually a pretty lot of, well, those things burn a lot of hydrogen when they work. So yeah, that's why you see this. I might actually change this in the near future before I release it. Not sure, but yeah, it burns through quite a bit of hydrogen, probably when in survival. In creative, of course, it's fine. You can just do whatever the fuck you want with it. But in survival, I'm not sure. This thing will be pretty thirsty, I guess. But let's actually finally get into the ship. There are a few different ways to get in. The main, of course, is those doors you see here on the side. But above the drop ship, actually, there is also 2 doors which go in there. And one of the, well, maybe you could call it flaws, but I'm not sure. You can actually enter through these things, but I thought of that, and there is some protection in there, so if somebody would sneak into your ship, they are up for a nasty surprise, I have to say. And yeah, but you have to think of, yeah, let's just get into the ship by going to a massive torch. I don't know, it's not the safest way to enter a ship, so I don't actually think that people will do that very often. Another thing to keep in mind, this ship actually is running a timer at all times, which closes every single door in, I believe, some like 10 seconds. That's not 10 seconds. Every 5 seconds or so. So This of course doesn't also help with the frames, but you don't actually have to close the doors, because if you just wait for a few seconds, then they close for you. And yeah, that's a nice way of yeah, it works. Okay, I'm lazy, so doors automatically close. Right, in here in the front of the ship you have 3 reactors, I think, because actually it's been a while since I looked at this. Yeah, it's 3 reactors, which actually offer plenty of power, believe it or not, just for this whole ship. Yeah, 2 hydrogen tanks. I'm not sure if this is the only storage of hydrogen. No. In the back there are more. I should know that for sure. So you have these 2, and in the back there are like another 4, I believe. So it does not have a lot of storage, but there is some storage. Of course, oxygen tanks, so you can store loads of oxygen, with also oxygen generators, so you can produce more if you need to. And yeah, actually, let's actually show what I meant with there is some protection in yeah, in those areas. Because one thing I thought of, if you actually are on fire and you want to repair your ship, right? So that's why I made these little catwalks up here. So these are some of the side thrusters and some of the bottom thrusters for you to so you have access to them. And yeah, this way you can easily repair them. These are only the atmospheric ones, because the others are behind this wall, so if you really want, you can repair them, but you have to grind down part of the wall. Yeah, so I actually thought of combat scenarios and all that, so I'm making progress. Yeah, by the way, this is what I meant with doors lighting up weird. Yep. Yeah. Let's just not focus on that show. Okay, another way of actually, one way of going to those ships, the dropship, I mean, is by going through this door. And if you go through this door, you are actually having a bad day if you just walk straight out. Yeah. So this is not the best way of getting onto this ship. You can actually go easier back from that ship to here, but there's an easy way of getting onto it, and that's actually from up top there. So let's actually go there, and I'll show you. So if you go back, actually depressurize this whole area again, actually accidentally. Words. But okay, up here you actually have the 2 refineries of the ship. They are, I believe, hooked up with some enhancement modules, which you actually saw popping out through the roof if you paid close attention to it. And yeah, I actually think those are on these things, so that's where that comes up. Yeah, this is actually the central line of conveyors running all the way through the ship, I guess, and just making sure that every part of the ship has oxygen. Yeah, and one of the downsides of having a script running and saying close the doors every so much seconds is that a door can close in your face. So yeah, that occasionally happens, but it's not that big of a deal. So actually, if we go through these doors on the side, there is a little area, and yeah, if you go through this door and drop down, then you drop down onto the movable base, basically. And I actually modified this thing as well, so you can now just drop down from its roof into the ship onto a little plateau, but you'll have to take your jetpack on to actually fly down, because I couldn't make a way of you just walking down there. So yeah, it's not ideal, but it also just works. And if it works, it's fine, it's fine. And why are you not closing? That's strange. This thing should be closing too. So apparently not all the doors are in the script, which is weird, because I thought I had them, all of them. Weird. Okay. Well, if we now we're entering the main belly of the ship, the guts of it, and yeah, this is where, as you can see, the main storage of it is, but also the way up to the bridge. And if you don't know where it is, it's kind of hard to find, which I did on purpose. And yeah, I actually know this because I already asked or shown it to a few people, and none of them could find the bridge that easy. And if they could, it always took them at least a few minutes. And if you know that you are being boarded, and yeah, then you can prepare yourself, get some guns, get some ammo, and then just wait for them, or just let the interior turrets take care of them. I don't know what you want. But yeah, that's I'll go to the bridge in just a few seconds, but I'll show the rear section of the ship first. So actually I labeled most of the ship with signs like these, just to telling what's what and what's where. Then of course, except for the bridge. But yeah, as you could have seen, this section is the jump drive room. So this thing is actually capable of jumping. I'm not quite sure on the distance, because I don't even know if I ever checked that. So I don't know if it can jump far or not. But all these areas actually where these screens are blinking like that, just across area and work sign, just basically means caution, you're entering probably a non-pressurized area, which is mainly just for god damn it, what's the word? Not reconstruction, but maintenance. That's it, maintenance. So yeah, back here you have a very big wall of all of these batteries, which I actually kind of forgot that they were there. Same goes for these refineries. Completely forgot those were in here. And actually behind this is the wall of thrusters in the back, and there is the hangar bay, which this ship also has, believe it or not. Yes, this thing is very complete. Yeah, if we just run quickly back down, or at least ignore the low frame rate and all that stuff, because, you know, why not? And we go back down here, we come to another area just like in the front, but only here there are less hydrogen tanks than I thought there were. I really should have looked through my own ship before I did this, but okay. Apparently I only put in 4 hydrogen tanks, so this means an extra reactor, which is kind of weird. Well, I just completely surprised myself there. But yeah, this basically means you don't have like the internal life on hydrogen. So if you want to fly this thing like a great distance, the most easy way of it just is getting up to speed quickly, which you can do with hydrogen, of course, and then just let it go without using your inertial dampener. So turn off everything you don't need, basically. I think that that's probably gonna be the easiest way of getting further distances with this thing. If it's too close to use your jump drive, basically. Yeah, and as you can see over there, I put in a window again, just on the like in the front, but the door to get up there or in there to that maintenance area, which is, by the way, just the same as the other, is up here. And I don't actually think I've shown, but just like in the other, there is a turret there, and I think, if I remember correctly, there is one also. Yes, there is one here. So yeah, basically the same thing. If you get damaged, you can repair it easier from here. You don't have to go all the way outside and risk of get dying, and So basically what I meant with guys being able to get in here is just you can fall through these spaces, yeah, of the actual hitbox of the thruster. So you cannot place any blocks there, which is kind of annoying, and you cannot really block it off. So people can actually get in here and fly up and say, hello, I'm in your ship. So yeah, that's kind of sucking. So that's why those turrets are immediately here to say, hey, you're not one of the crew members, go F you and see you later, bait. And yeah, that's my chain of thoughts there. And that's also why there's actually an airlock here, because you cannot pressurize it easy if those things are like that. But yeah, the actual way up to the bridge is, if you haven't guessed already, like was there, just through there. Here, I don't know why I walked back, but yeah, here we go up. And believe it or not, the people I've shown it to had actually trouble finding it, so it's pretty well secured. And wait, actually I forgot to show the hangar. So no, not yet the bridge. So we go up here onto the stairs, and on each side this is actually mirrored, so you have a medical bay, which is just placed here because of the fact that pilots can come back here injured, so you want them to be as fast at the medical bay as humanly possible, basically. And I just got launched in here. Fine, be like that. And yeah, basically this is the hangar bay. It's not big at all. It's because this thing is not mainly its main purpose is not carrying much ships, so there is space for a few, and if it gets attacked, then yeah, of course it can defend itself if it opens up its hangars and lets fighters out. But if it's not carrying any fighters, it cannot really defend itself. It has Gatling guns and turrets on the outside, but not like anything a good armored ship could not go through. So it's not like a battleship, is basically, but more or less it's an explorer. Just people get in here, get resources from where they go, explore planets with the movable base down below, and then be like, okay, awesome, another base or another planet, let's move on to the next one, But yeah, now actually finally get up here to the actual bay bridge, that's the word. Talking is hard. So as you can see, this thing is also protected by an interior turret, so if they manage to find this, which in all fairness, if you know where it is, it's not hard, but yeah, then there's some protection. The bridge itself, actually, I kind of lost inspiration, and yeah, that's why it's so empty and all that stuff. But this also makes just a very easy bridge. Just get in here and you have complete control over the entire ship, which still is pretty darn damn big. Like, this is the furthest I can zoom out. It doesn't fit entirely on your screen. Yeah, unless you go down, but then you don't see much. Yeah. So maneuverability wise, it goes up to speed quite fast because of all of those hydrogen thrusters back there. One weird thing, because I started off building from the actual movable base, which has wheels, so the speed is actually in kilometers an hour instead of being in meters per second. And yeah, it doesn't bother me as much, but actually this is what I'm used to here back in Holland, so that's quite nice. And yeah, as I said, stopping, it's not fast at all. Like, I put in those additional thrusters just to help it a bit, but yeah, it's better than it used to be. It only had those thrusters here in the front doing the thing, but yeah, I think it's decent now. It's doable, and yeah, that's basically the whole gist of the ship. So of course you have here the controls to open and close the hangar base. I'm going to add in controls to turn on and off all the different sorts of thrusters you have there, and if you press 7 that will crash your game. That's basically it. Yeah, because those turn off the merge blocks on the Horrizon, and so as far as I know, then just it would mean dropship drops. But nope, that's just an instant crash button. So at least it's for me an instant crash button. So I'm not gonna press that obviously. But yeah, that's just the main gist of this ship. It's big, it's huge, or at least in my standards of big and huge ships, and it's another addition to the G.P.K fleet. And guys, I hoped you actually enjoyed the very first Space Engineers video in like a load of time, and I hope you seen something you liked. I'm going to upload this to the workshop after I've done made the some of the yeah, last things I want to do to it, like maybe change the rear thruster pack over here, because yeah, it goes quite up fast to the speed limit, but in all fairness, this thing is probably so hydrogen hungry that it's not even feasible to use in any survival situation. So yeah, I'm probably going to change that. But any other thing, guys, let me know what you liked of the ship. Do you even like the ship? Do you want to see more Space Engineers? Because that's basically what this channel was about until I couldn't play it anymore. And then I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.